Ladies and gentlemen, Columbia presents 12 players, a dozen of Hollywood's outstanding radio artists who formed this organization to bring you, under the direction of Louis Teckham, the unusual in radio entertainment. Tonight, 12 players present Checkerboard. 'Tis all a checkerboard of nights and days, where destiny with men for pieces plays. Hither and thither moves and mates and slaves, and one by one back in the closet lays.
I think it'd be good if we had 3 children.
Why 3?
It's a good number. Oh, mind you, I don't think we should have all 3 at the same time.
Well, I should hope not.
Although 3 at the same time would be very nice. The nester triplets. You never have to buy anything for them when you have 3 at the same time. Makes you famous.
I think you're thinking of 4, or 5, or 6, not 3.
Give me a kiss this minute.
Here.
What were you saying?
You were saying.
Oh yeah, play the record, huh?
Oh, you've got your shoes on. You play the record.
Well, they're not laced. They'll fall right off.
Oh, Tony. All right, I'll play the record.
You are indeed a wonderful and rare person.
Why am I always so wonderful and rare when I'm doing something for you?
My very medium-priced wristwatch says I haven't been kissed in about 8 seconds.
You know, lipstick is going to sell like crazy in the post-war market if all returned servicemen act the way you do. Hey, what happened to the record?
Oh yeah, the record. Well, where did you hide it?
I haven't moved a thing since you left.
Okay, I'll play the record. I haven't had the record since my furlough.
I've played it a few times. I stopped playing it.
Afraid it'd wear out.
Uh-huh.
And you look so beautiful there. But do you
Why what, darling?
do you feel more comfortable with your hair piled up that way?
Why, darling?
I liked it when it was sort of soft and around your face.
I'll take it down then.
You don't mind letting it down.
Of course not.
Such beautiful hair. You're tawny.
Well, I don't know whether I like that or not.
You should like it. You're brown and your hair glows, and your lips are soft.
Tony, how can I take my hair down?
Ah, I'm sorry. You smell wonderful.
That's the perfume you sent me from Paris.
Hey, I played the record.
You're really awfully good to me.
Not nearly good enough.
Oh, well, naturally not. A girl as wonderful as I am should have the best treatment, the most expensive clothes.
I'll get 'em, Margie. As soon as I get my old job back, I'll get you all those things.
Oh, I'm teasing, darling. You're so good, though. You'd go right out and do it, wouldn't you?
Sometimes I wish I knew how to talk, so I could tell you how much I love you and how lonesome I was away from you.
I was lonesome too. I didn't play the records because it made me cry. 3 years, Tony. 3 years is such a long time.
Were you ever sorry we got married before I went in?
Oh, no, darling. I would have died if we hadn't. I had the house and our things, and I used to chase the moths out of your clothes every week so I could be near you.
Would you believe it? I had your picture in my wallet, and another picture in a little case. But it never seemed to see you the way you were in the pictures. I mean, I'd look at the picture, but I see you differently each time. I remember once in Africa, we were marching in the sun. It was awfully hot. All that equipment gets awfully heavy. I got weak as the devil. I was afraid I was going to fall right there in the dust. Because suddenly I thought I could feel your cheek pressed against my face and your arms pressed against my side.
Let's not talk about the way it was, darling. Let's just listen.
Days of men
Oh, Tony,
Yes, sweetheart?
give me a kiss.
No, sure, honey.
Thank you. Hey, let's eat dinner and go to an early movie, huh?
Good. You fix up in the kitchen. I'll turn off the sprinklers out front.
All right, darling.
And I'm very hungry.
Oh, I'll fatten you up. You'll be a regular butterball before you know it.
Oh, I just want to be able to get in my civilian clothes and not have to be, and not have them be too big for me. I'm so tired of being fit.
Mary! Mary! Coming, Mrs. Gibbons! Mary! Oh, there you are, Mary. Is the punch all made? Oh, yes, Mrs. Gibbons. Did you put enough sugar in it? Yes, Mrs. Gibbons. All right.
Grace, I can't tie...
Coming, dear.
How in thunderation do you ever expect a man to tie a bow tie? It's impossible. That's what it is, dear. Impossible.
Oh, now, George, don't get yourself all worked up. Put your head up, dear. The people are downstairs already.
What? Well, can't they read the announcement? It says very distinctly on the announcement that the wedding will take place at 5:30 p.m. at the home of Mr. and Mrs. George Gibbons.
Yes, yes. Now, don't get nervous, dear. You'll wrinkle your shirt.
You do like him, Grace.
He's a fine boy.
He'd better be good to her.
He'll be good to her. Now stop fretting. All right, all right. Now step back and let me look at you. You look fine, George. Just fine.
What time is it?
Almost 5:30.
What? Well, for heaven's sake, why doesn't someone tell me what time it is? It'd be a fine thing, I must say, for me to miss my own daughter's wedding.
It'll only take a few seconds to go downstairs, dear. Sally's all ready. She's waiting in the front hall.
Is he here?
Yes, he's here. We'll have a son, George.
Well, yes. Yes.
We always wanted to have a son.
That's right. Yes, we'll have a son.
Yes, fasten the back of my dress.
Yes.
George,
Yes, Grace?
will they call us tomorrow? She's never been away from home before. I'll be a little worried, I'm afraid.
Oh, now, Grace, there's nothing to worry about. He's a fine boy, and he'll take good care of her. Nothing to worry about at all.
I suppose.
All right. There, finished.
Thank you, George.
You've a very pretty back, Grace.
Oh, George Gibbons, what a thing to say.
You looked mighty sweet the afternoon we got married.
Did I, George?
You did indeed. Your hair was always so blonde, and you had it in a kind of knot on the back of your neck.
You remember?
Why, of course I remember.
That's nice. We've been very happy and very fortunate, George.
Yes, we have.
Oh, I hope she'll be happy, the way we are.
Oh, they'll be happy, Mother.
Of course they will.
Yes.
I'm foolish. I'm sounding like mothers in books.
Yeah.
Well, it's 5:30, George. Shall we go down?
Where will you be?
Oh, I'll be sitting down front with Grandma and his mother, dear.
Yeah. Where'd you say Sally would be?
She's downstairs in the hall.
All right.
Well, come along, dear.
All right, Mother. Oh, what's that? Across the street? It looks like a moving van.
Oh, it is. I think they're moving over there. It'd be nice if we could get the house for Frank and Sally.
Well, come along.
All right.
Everyone's ready, ma'am.
They can start now, Mary. Hold your stomach in when you walk to the preacher, George.
Huh? Yes, Grace. Come along, Sally. You're going to be an old married woman in just a little bit.
Yes. Is this 506 Laurel?
What?
Is this 506 Laurel?
Oh, no, that's across the street.
Oh, sorry to bother ya.
What's the matter?
It's across the street.
You sure it's across the street? You said it was this one here.
It's across the street. The dame told me. Wait here.
Oh, I'm tired. I'd just like to go home, that's all. I wish you never got in this racket anyway.
You're always griping! This 506 Laurel?
Yeah, come in.
Yeah. I'll get my assistant. Herbie!
Okay, I'm coming.
Take the stuff from the other room first.
Tell them to be careful.
She says to,
Yeah, I heard her. Come on, Herbie.
Yeah.
Did you tell them to be careful?
hey, you forgot these.
You can have them. I never liked them anyway.
It's a fine time to tell me.
You wouldn't have cared if I'd told you 4 years, 2 months, and 15 days ago. Don't try to kid me.
Oh, fine.
I can't tell you what a pleasure it'll be not to have to hear you say, "Oh, fine," again.
I'm always glad when you're glad, darling.
You can stop calling me darling now. The van is here for my half of all the junk we've collected. And then if I'm real lucky, I may never have to see you again.
Well, let's not get huffy, shall we?
What makes you suddenly so worried about whether or not I'm huffy?
Oh, fine.
Oh, shut up.
Maybe we just be quiet until you move out of here.
I am now what you might call a guest in this house, and so I will either talk or not talk, depending entirely how I feel at the moment. You've nothing to say about it.
It's my house.
Then you are sitting on my chair. I'd appreciate it if you didn't get your oily head all over the back of it.
Oh, you're such a sweet child.
And you're such a sweet boy. A nice kind of boy who never comes home. I feel sorry for whoever the next one is that you talking of marrying you. She's got such a headache coming, that kid.
May I say the same for you?
That was a clever answer. You're one of the most annoying people I've ever known. How did I get into a marriage with you in the first place?
I don't know. You said something about loving me at the time.
I must have been out of my mind.
Look, I'd appreciate it if you'd hurry and get out of here. I'm expecting some, guests.
In addition to being dumb, you're somewhat of a louse, aren't you?
Now look, darling, let's not show our lack of breeding, shall we?
I wonder if I should slap your face just once before I leave.
Temper, temper, temper.
Keep your head off of that chair.
Terribly sorry.
Should have known when I saw you use all that glue on your hair that you weren't the sort of man I should marry.
Rather have married a bald chap. Lovely one,
Maybe. It's an idea anyway.
And you could rub his bald head at night when he comes home from a hard day at the office.
Ha! You better not make fun of a hard day at the office. You wouldn't know what it was like to put in a day's work.
I have been working very hard the last few months.
The horses do all the work, kid. You think walking to the mutual windows is work?
Ah, be quiet.
Does this here go too?
What? Oh, yeah, that there goes too.
Okay, we can handle it, Herb.
Hey, maybe if we read some of these here books, we wouldn't have to carry them, huh?
Is he taking the books?
Only my books, dear bright one. You never read anyway.
Oh, fine.
Nice little couple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, watch the door jam, will ya?
I got it. Gee, me and my old woman never fight.
Huh.
What? Is that bad?
You're so dumb you'll probably always be married. You and your old woman.
Hey, what's in this here bookcase?
Those things they give away in that radio show.
They're awful heavy.
Well, lots of people write this here.
Hey, set them down, will ya? I'm fagged.
Me too. All right. There.
It's hot.
Uh-huh.
Is that where the Reagans live?
Where do you come from?
Oh, I'm sorry. I said, Is that where the Reagans live?
What number you want, bud?
Oh, five, 508.
That must be the next door.
Must be next door.
Oh, thank you.
You want to go to that musical play downtown, Herbie? It's got dancing in it. You want to see a show and, make your old lady happy.
Oh yeah, she sure likes them dances. One of them big ones, huh?
Dr. Gaines.
Good evening, Mr. Reagan.
Please hurry, Doctor. She's right in here.
Ah, is the nurse here?
Yeah.
I'll take your hat, Doctor.
Thank you very much.
Here's Dr. Gaines, darling.
Hello, Doctor.
Oh, no, you're a little ahead of schedule, aren't you, Mrs. Reagan?
I guess so.
You'll call if you need anything?
Yes, of course.
Feel better now?
I'll feel better when it's all over.
I'm sure you will.
Suppose that doctor knows what he's doing. Helen was so fond of the doctor we had back home.
Oh, he's a very reputable man. A good doctor.
Yeah, I suppose. Gee, I never should have done it, Roger. Brought Helen all the way to California when she was expecting.
Well, she wanted to come. She wouldn't have had it any other way.
But to bring her all the way across the country, away from family, away from her own doctor.
You couldn't very well help yourself. It was too good a job to turn down.
I should have left Helen at home until the baby was born. She could have been in hospital there.
Oh, relax. It's going to be all right. Cigarette?
Yeah, thanks. Wonder what I'll tell her.
Who?
The little girl when she grows up. Wonder what I'll say about the war.
Why should you have to say anything?
Well, she'll be in school, and the other kids will talk about their fathers and what they did.
Well, you tried hard enough. You've certainly done well with what you had to do.
Not enough. Not nearly enough.
You don't have to bleed to be doing something.
What can I say? That I made lots of money?
Oh, no, cut it out. I had 2 years in uniform. I can't honestly say I did more than any more toward winning the war than you have. Matter of fact, if you could measure such things, you've done more.
But how do you explain all that to a child? You either were a soldier or you weren't.
I'm not going to make any heroic speeches to you about relative contributions. I wouldn't know how. But I can promise you that when it's all over, people will forget.
That's a great way of putting it. People will forget. You mean they'll forget that I was a civilian and stayed home in a good job and had a child, and that you and a lot of other guys didn't stay home? And even that a lot of you will never get home?
Look, Alan, your child, when she comes home from school, is going to ask you a lot of questions, which you'll have trouble answering. Why you weren't a soldier will be a very simple one by then. You'd better start figuring out a good simple answer to, why is rain wet? That's where you'll have trouble. And stop throwing ashes on the carpet. Helen's going to be up and around and able to see the floor, and she's going to be very angry here.
Ow!
Hey, it's Helen.
Okay, put your cigarette out before you burn your fingers.
That was Helen.
And that happens. Put your cigarette out.
Suppose anything's wrong?
I don't know much about it. Offhand, I'd say no.
Why didn't I make her stay home with her own doctor and her mother and a good hospital?
Why do you keep referring to your child as a she?
What did you say?
Well, you keep calling the child she. How come?
Oh, I'm sure it'll be a girl.
How can you be sure?
Well, I just want a little girl. I'll call her Helen. There'll be Big Helen and there'll be Little Helen in my house.
Does Big Helen want to have a little Helen?
Oh, she wants a boy.
She want to call him Alan?
She wants to call him Donald. Donny for short.
Oh, that's a nice name.
What's taking so long?
The doctor's only been there for a few.
Did you hear something?
I heard your son or daughter yell. Sounds angry.
Well, I heard How's Helen?
I hope I never have to go through this again.
Why doesn't she come out here?
Look, will you take it easy? Helen had the baby.
Helen had my baby. I'm a father!
No take.
Big Helen and little Helen Reagan. Hey, could they dress alike? Dr. Gaines, how's Helen?
Oh, she's fine, Mr. Reagan. Just fine. I just got here in time.
She'll be all right?
No trouble at all. You've a fine big boy.
A boy? Donald Reagan?
May I ask for a glass of water?
Can I see her now?
Well, not just yet. May I have a glass of water?
Oh, sure. Sure, Doctor. Roger, run next door and see if you can use the phone. Send my mother and Helen's mother a wire, will you? And tell them, huh?
Ah, yes, I know what to tell them. Be right back.
Would you like a drink, Doctor?
I would like a drink of water.
Oh, yes. Right in here. Ice water.
Yeah?
I'm sorry to trouble you. May I use the telephone? I'm a friend of Mr. and Mrs. Reagan.
Oh, sure, but please be quiet, though. Mama's not well.
Oh, maybe I'd better go to the corner?
No, it's all right. Come in. Phone's right here.
Thank you. I'll only be a minute.
I'll be in the back room. If you need me for anything...
Oh, thanks. I'm sure I won't need anything, though.
Who was it, Jaime?
A friend of the Reagans wanted to use the phone, Ma.
Something wrong next door?
No, it's all right. He just wanted to send a telegram.
Oh, maybe it's the baby, huh?
Yeah, sure. You comfortable, Ma?
Oh, sure.
Is that better?
Ah, much better. I like to listen to the twilight. Jaime,
Yes, Mother?
promise me something, huh?
Sure.
You're a good boy, Jaime. You do so good in school, but you shouldn't fight so much.
I don't fight, Ma.
Now, you fight yourself, Jaime. Inside you, all the time, you try to hurry things.
Well, everything takes so long.
That's good. You've got to learn what is the best by everybody, is what you're doing.
Yeah,
And you cannot learn it in an hour, or even a day. We only get one day at a time.
but there's so much wrong, Ma. So many people.
Because a man does not always agree with what you think. He's not a bad man.
Yeah, I know, Ma. Maybe I should just shut up.
No, you should never shut up. If what you say is honest and what is what you believe, but everybody in the world has different experiences while they're in it. Things happen to make them what they are.
How do you mean, Ma?
Well, look at us, huh?
Yeah?
Well, we own this house, and the people on this block are friends to us.
Mm-hmm.
And you've had a good education, and your life will not be poor. Papa saw us to that, and what Pop and I have, that was better than what our Mama and Papa had, see?
Yeah, natural progression things, huh, Ma?
You use those big words. Yeah, everything gets better. People like each other better.
Because they're finding out that they have to.
Or because they want to, huh?
You've got a wonderful faith, Ma.
I want to be here to see it when it's all done. But I know it'll be like I said.
Don't talk like that, Ma. You're gonna be all right.
Oh, sure, I'm gonna be all right.
Sure.
You know, Jaime?
What, Ma?
So will you be.
I'm dreaming of yesterday.
'Tis all a checkerboard of nights and days, where destiny with men for pieces plays. Hither and thither moves and mates and slaves, and one by one back in the closet lays. Thank you for your time, ladies and gentlemen. You're invited to listen at the same time next Saturday when 12 players...
Was mine. True.
When 12 players will bring you another half hour of radio entertainment. Checkerboard featured in order of appearance: Ian Chamberlain, Emily Tweddle, Casper Clockley, Rosa Yule, Lewis Teckham, and Harry Robertson. Tonight's script was written by Catherine and Elliot Lewis. Checkerboard was a Clothiers production in association with Out of the Woods for Borders Youth Theatre.